I've been on a long grind.
About my who? About my what? About my blood client!
Yeah?
He finally
yo.
scores. He finally scores.
Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of FS Uncut. I'm your host, Daniel. I'm here with my two FS brothers. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm feeling good, my brother. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Manny, how are you doing?
Yes, bro. I'm all good. You know what? I'm just going to throw out the disclaimer there, innit? Like, I've not watched no football, yeah? However, I left work and I see that Arsenal are losing 1-0 to Burnley. I had to jump on. Listen, Arsenal, their smoke today is a different kind of smoke. Do you know what I mean? So, boy, I'm here for it. I'm good. I'm feeling good, you know? So, yeah, man. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good. We're also joined by two special guests today. First, let me introduce Audrey. Audrey, how are you doing?
Sorry?
How are you doing, Audrey?
I'm depressed, but it's okay.
We'll get on to why you're depressed. I think it might have to do with that dead game that happened on Saturday evening, but we'll get to that later on. And our final guest today, Elliot, how are you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. My team disappointed me today, but it's all good. We're still going to go back to back. As you've seen with our intro, there's only one place to start. Let me just put up this comment so everybody knows where we're starting. Wow. Arsenal,
Wow.
12 games played, 7 losses, 4 losses in a row at home. Lost to Burnley, who were in the bottom 3 before today. There's only one place to start. So, Manny, take it away. What are your thoughts on Arsenal? Arsenal this season, Arsenal today, Arsenal's future in the Premier League?
Listen.
Because it's looking like it might be a championship thing next year for them.
Listen, yeah. I tweeted it earlier, yeah. How Willian left Chelsea to go to Arsenal in belief that he was going to win the Champions League. I do not know Wagwan like that there, yeah. I just sat on the sofa. I was thinking like, man, legit, because I saw him trying to spam them crosses, and I was like, man, legitly left Chelsea to come Arsenal to play to win the Champions League. Like, in what dimension? In what dimension was he gonna do that? You know? And then you got the Aubameyang, the best left wing back, the highest paid left wing back in the league, finally scores. The highest paid left wing back in the league, finally scores.
I think it's the best. My bad, apologies.
No. You know what? I did say best at first, but I had to, take that back. Highest paid, 400k a week, and he finally scores for Arsenal Football Club. Not the goal he wanted, but it's the goal we all wanted to see. No, listen, man. Do you know what? Yeah, it's all smoke for Arsenal. You get me? Like my boy Flawless says, yeah, half price Sam Allardyce. That's what this guy is, bruv. Like, I don't understand it. I saw him on the touchline doing all this. Like, you know what Pep normally does? All that thing, yeah? It's not going to bust case, innit? Even Oli can do that better. You get me? Listen, how is your club 15th? Bruv, no, they're getting it today. How is your club 15th? 1-5. 15th in the league. 15th. You see, Arsenal fans, yeah, at the beginning of the season, they're coming up with smoke, innit? Because they lifted the Community Shield, yeah, and they somehow managed to win the FA Cup when Chelsea should have taken that, but let them have that teacup anyway. And then they win the Community Shield against Liverpool, yeah, and they're like, yeah, we're going to win the league. Arteta is doing this, doing that. Listen, he ain't got a clue. He doesn't know. Listen, if this guy, yeah, doesn't get sacked, yeah, by December, yeah, it's a Mazzoline.
Don't say that. God forbid. Don't say that. God forbid.
No,
wait. Audrey, why don't you want Arteta to get sacked?
Nah. I need Arsenal to go down. Like, I know Ode, I know Ode is shit, but like, me personally, I never hyped Ode, but them last season they hyped what's his name that he said, Pep learned from from how he plays football. So I want them to suffer. So please, God forbid, they shouldn't get sacked. They should wait, not now, because I want them to reap what they sow. Like, no, Arsenal will suffer.
Audrey was blood, and I love it.
Elliot, what are your thoughts on Arsenal's performance today and Arsenal's performance in this season overall? Like I said earlier, this is the 7th loss this season, and we're not even at Christmas.
Is that to me?
Nah, to Elliot.
So from from the end of last season, yeah. Obviously, they won the FA Cup, and I was telling Arsenal fans, like, do you guys like the way you play under Arteta? Because what I was seeing from them games, especially the games when they played, I think it was Spurs, Leicester, City, Liverpool, I think it was at the end of the season, like, their possession stats were like 30%. I was thinking, like, do you guys actually like this type of football? Obviously, Arteta was trying to squeeze out as much as he can from the players, but I was just like, this is not Arsenal. Do you get what I'm saying? So then obviously these lot got gas when they won their little 2 trophies, came onto the platform, Twitter, everything, running their mouths. Then it comes to the beginning of the season, and we just saw it in that effect. Like, you give Willian a 3-year contract, a 32-year-old a 3-year contract. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. So now I feel like they deserve everything they got so far. Nothing past 15th. I think even maybe next week they could possibly be 16th, because I think that the next fixture list is like Everton, City, Chelsea, something like that. It's just like, you're just gonna it's gonna tire theirs out, but we'll just see how it goes.
That's very, very, very peak. The fact that Arsenal lost a relegation 6-pointer to Burnley, and now they're going to play the big boys, and it's looking like they're going to be further down. Before I continue, just want to welcome our special guest, Yannicka. Yannicka, how are you doing?
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
Nah, no worries. No worries. We're just talking about your former cone carrier, Arteta at Arsenal. How do you think he's doing? How do you think Arsenal are doing? Do you think there's a future for him in coaching for Arsenal? What are your thoughts on Arteta?
Do you know what? I think I've said this for a while. I think the Arsenal job was too big a job for him. I think to go from kind of being the, Pep's kind of assistant, do you know what I mean, to actually managing a club on your own is a big step in general. But I think to go to a club like Arsenal that are already struggling a bit, it's not even better. Like, even if he went to a club like Burnley, like, he's not expected to win every game, whereas Arsenal fans are demanding that you win every game. So when he doesn't, he's even more exposed than he would be, if he was at a different club. So I think I'm surprised the way he sets up, because I thought after managing with Pep, he would want to play really attacking football, but he doesn't seem to be doing that. So I don't know. I'm a bit surprised. I think Arsenal in general, there's some issues going on there. I think obviously behind the scenes there's stuff going on with Ozil. Other players have been axed, haven't they? So I think there's a lot going on, and I think it's a lot for him. And unfortunately for him, his reputation is not getting any better at this moment, because it's kind of, people are just going to say, we don't want him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not done anything to prove that he's a good manager. Whereas if he'd have got a job at a lower club or even Championship, like, at least he would have been able to build a bit of experience. Then he could have gone to Arsenal. I just think it was too early. I think he was the wrong guy for the job. And, I think he's going to suffer now as a result of that. And he will get sacked eventually, because they can't keep him.
Nah, I fully agree. Seven losses in December. That's relegation stuff. Honestly speaking, like I said earlier on, today was a relegation 6-pointer. That's how I saw it. I saw it as a relegation scrap. Before we move on to teams that are taking this season seriously, I feel like we have to talk about a player. Like Manny said, he's the highest paid left wing back in the league, 400k a week. Before the start of the season, certain Arsenal fans in my group chat were telling me he's better than Kane, but he hasn't scored an open play goal since the start of the season. First game, Aubameyang. So,
can I speak on that player, please?
Yes. Go ahead, Audrey.
You know what? Yeah, I personally, he's a good player, but I don't see him better than Harry Kane. I don't see him better than Vardy, innit? When I said Vardy, I remember Arsenal fans were on my head telling me that I'm chatting shit until Vardy wins the Golden Boot. He can come into the conversation with Aubameyang. I'm sure Vardy won the Golden Boot last season. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Time ago, even, yeah.
He won it
about terms, I think.
No, but I'm talking about with both of them in the league, innit? At the same time.
Okay.
Cool. So he won it last season. He currently is, I think, is on 10 goals now. Currently. So I think my beef with Aubameyang is that Arsenal fans try to tell me that he's better than both those two players, and that's one thing I would not stand for. I'm gonna be shameless because Lukaku's better. And the reason the reason why I say Lukaku's better, yeah, I noticed you guys are hating this again. I've actually won this battle because Lukaku, I understand he's like misbehaving in Inter Milan. He's like missing goals and whatever, but at least he's scoring goals that can help them in it. Aubameyang ain't done shit since he signed that contract. He ain't done shit.
Wow.
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 Those are some strong words.
Wow.
Boy. Because people are saying Aubameyang's top 5 strikers in the world. I don't agree with that, but that's what people are saying. You can't argue that.
No, I think you can argue with that. And Elliot is saying that he agreed with you, Audrey. Elliot, why do you agree?
I agree. Like, if you actually look at how Lukaku plays,
Lukaku
even if you take away goals, take away assists. Nah, Lukaku's actually cold. He's underrated. Because maybe because he had like a bad United spell, people wanna. As a player, he's actually a good player. But if you look at Aubameyang, match, if he doesn't score or assist, he actually is ineffective in the whole 90 minutes. Like, he can actually go 90 minutes of football. But
Aubameyang assists. He's not on Kane's level
yeah,
to be.
You don't assist, but let's say if you don't get a goal or assist, he's ineffective. So I think there was one match. I think it was City 2 years ago, maybe last year. There was a game where he had like 7 touches, and like 5 of them were from kickoff or something like that. It was just like you guys wanted to play a striker, but he's actually effective in the game when it comes to that overall play. Do you get what I'm saying? But with Lukaku, if you actually look at how he plays performance-wise, you actually see him impacting the game more than
impacting the game by kicking his team out the Europa League and not kicking his team out the Champions League. So
we cannot talk, Audrey. We cannot talk because our
manager hasn't even played in the Champions League for Arsenal.
I mean, not
hasn't even played in the Champions League for Arsenal.
Who? Aubameyang?
Never. He's never touched Champions League.
No, I'm talking about Lukaku. Because you're saying that Lukaku's game is good. Lukaku has bottled 2 chances for Inter, deep hit Champions League, qualifying for that. He's the reason he scored an own goal in the final against, what's that team?
Sevilla.
Yes. So please don't put Lukaku in conversation. I was actually trolling when I said it, but God, like, forgive me for saying that. I was actually trolling, and he fell for my trap. I don't think I record this. He fell for my trap.
Wow. Well,
how did Lukaku get strange? Hold on, I'm
how did he got strange? It looks like to be an Aubameyang clinic, but Lukaku's getting it. But I'm happy that Audrey and Elliot mentioned Europa. So I think that's a perfect segue to talk about.
I told you to stop.
Let's go.
You're doing it again.
Let's do that.
You're doing it again.
Let's do that.
Daniel,
I think this is a perfect.
Daniel, you're doing it again.
Raw.
Daniel, you're doing it again.
Wait, Mike. Why are you annoyed? What have I said that? I said
he's doing that again. What did I say? Don't do that. Don't come and do that. Don't come and do that here.
But
continue.
What I was going to say is it's a perfect segue to talk about the Manchester derby, which involves Manchester United. That's why I mentioned Europa League and Manchester City. This game was built up to be
behave yourself.
Very, Manny, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying the truth. I can't come and lie on the podcast, can I? But this game was built up to be a very, very exciting game. But
No, it wasn't.
Boy,
it was not. It was not.
There was no build-up whatsoever. Leave him. These scousers here. There was no build-up whatsoever. Man just talking to talk.
Raw. So you're telling me that there wasn't any build-up for the game to be as exciting?
What build-up?
United fans are still recovering from what happened midweek. It wasn't exciting. I wasn't looking forward to it. It was a shit game. It was a shit game. Like there was nothing. If anything, I've lost respect for Man City because I know that Ole is shit in it. I did not expect Pep to come and sit back against Man United. No chance. no chance. Like I can say that my team is shit, but a manager like Pep to be scared of Ole, come on, man. Come on, because Klopp won't go and sit back against United. No chance. Even what's his name? Arteta, we can say that he's shit. He didn't come and do that against Man United. Come on, man. Pep killed that game for me. He killed the game for me. Like there was nothing. He killed the game. In fact, McTominay even played so good that game. That's how you know that City were that bad.
Nah. Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what is mad? When you look at the numbers, yeah, the thing is, I saw people shouting at McTominay, shouting at Harry Maguire and that, yeah. When you look at the numbers, they were good in it. But there were moments in that game, yeah, that I was thinking, yo, like, you see McTominay, he does this thing where he walks around the pitch, yeah, like he's a professional football player. This guy is not a ball above. He really irritates me. There was at one point, yeah, the ball was going out for, what do you call it? Like, a corner. No pressure around him, yeah, because the ball was bouncing. He said, "Oh, let me go out for a corner." Instead of my man to like bring the ball down, try like tap it into someone to do something with it, like put it in the box, and man's just like, "Oh, let it go out for a corner." Like we're Burnley, bruv. Like we need corners to win the game, bruv. McTominay is dead. Harry Maguire, he had a good game to be fair. A lot of clearances, but there were shaky points in the game. But still, Harry Maguire is dead. Ollie out, no Ollie ball here. Poch in. That's all we're talking about. You see Pep here, I've said it before, yeah. Pep is an amazing manager, innit? He's elite. Yannicka, you know what I'm talking about, innit? But I don't think Pep has it in him to rebuild a team. We've never seen it before. Obviously, he has to do it with City. I think City in a, like I've always said, in a transition period, they've lost company, not replaced. Fernandinho's on his last legs. Aguero's been on his last legs anyway, but he's still an elite goal scorer. He's been Aguero. He's been on his last legs, but he's still an elite goal scorer. You can't argue with that.
Speaking of City, Yannicka, how did you think City played in that game? Audrey wasn't complimentary about Pep. Me personally, I wasn't really impressed with how he set up. How did you feel about the game?
That is the worst Manchester derby I've ever seen in my life. There was no passion. I'm not impressed. The fans are not impressed from either side. I think it's interesting because I thought before the game, I predicted that we'd go out there, play our normal football, and Man United would counter us and beat us, because that's what normally happens. This is how Ole has beaten Pep twice. Not because he's better than Pep, it's because Man United play the football that we hate. So when we go and attack, they'll just counter us and score. So I thought we were going to lose. I thought we were going to go out there, play our normal football, and get beat off a counter. Pep set up to stop the counter, and it worked. The problem is we just had nothing going forward. Weren't clinical. No one looked up for it. No one looked like they wanted to take the game and win it. Do you know what I mean? The last sort of 15 minutes, it was there for both teams to take, you know what I mean? And not a single player on either side went for it. And I'm telling you now, if Vincent Kompany is in that squad, he's winning that game.
Oh, guess what? He's winning the game as well. If Wayne Rooney's in that squad, the game
if who?
Wayne Rooney. Smalling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, do you know what it is? Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Wayne Rooney and Smalling, yeah, cool.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Disagree with what, Audrey?
With the company's take. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Why do you disagree with the take?
That's how we won the league in 2012.
No, because you have to be honest, yeah. City doesn't have good, apart from Aguero, who's a good goal scorer, or what's that? Who's a good scorer on their team? Jesus is not a good player for me. He's not he's not a good strike. So I'm like, he's shit. He's shit. Even if Aguero played, I wouldn't be scared. I wouldn't be scared. Because when
if Aguero played, City would have won.
Listen,
nah,
I won't lie, yeah. If Aguero played, yeah, there were certain balls here that Jesus got, yeah. Listen, that's in the back of the net if it's Aguero.
Yeah, 2-0.
Aguero didn't play last time, I don't think.
No, he
I don't
didn't.
think he played. I don't think he's played. I don't think. I'm not sure. I'm sure he didn't play last.
He's the high. Isn't he one of the? He's the highest goal scorer in the Manchester derby, ain't he?
I
It's him.
think
Was it Ray Rooney?
got two more.
No,
I
it's
think
Rooney
Rooney
than
got
him.
Two
Yeah.
more, something like that.
Yeah.
Or one.
Speaking of Jesus Yanka, what are your thoughts on Jesus? Because I watched him in that game, and every time he went through, it was as if he's allergic to shooting. And for me, I don't get it because he's a striker. So some chances where I'm just thinking, put your foot through the ball, but he just doesn't want to shoot. So what do you think? Do you think it's time for Pep to get a new striker? Because I don't think Aguero can play a full season anymore.
Do you know what? I have been defending him previously because he does do quite a lot off the ball. And I know he's not Aguero. No one's Aguero. Do you know what I mean? And it's hard to kind of... I don't like comparing them both because they're completely different players. And I think if you compare anyone to Aguero, they look shit. So it's hard. Like even a good striker next to Aguero looks average. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a bit unfair to kind of compare him to Aguero. But that derby... he had a terrible game. He didn't do anything at all. And the thing is, you need your striker to kind of take the game and win it, you know, and he just didn't. And I think the whole season, City, I keep saying it, are not clinical enough. Like, we have chances. It's not like we don't have no chances, but we do not look like we're going to score. And I said before, if we played for an extra half an hour, neither team would have scored. United wouldn't have scored and City wouldn't have scored because the players on the pitch looked like they were not going to score that game. And the thing is, for me, we need to be more clinical. This season, last season, I was complaining because defensively we were shit. Couldn't defend to save our lives. And I wanted our defence fixed. I think City have managed that. Like I think we've got 6 clean sheets in a row or something daft like that. We've got a lot of clean sheets in a row. To be fair, the defence did their job yesterday. You know, John Stones played well. Diaz is always good. And they did what they needed to do. But the attack were awful. Do you know what I mean? And I think the midfield, people said maybe he should have set up a bit differently. But he put Fernandinho on to stop Manchester United counter-attacking. And that is what happened. So I said all day, we would lose that game if Fernandinho doesn't play. And if Fernandinho didn't play, we probably would have lost that game. So tactically, the attack were the ones that I really am getting onto because the other areas of the pitch, it worked. It's just the attack because Gabby looked like he wasn't going to score all night. Raheem was terrible and Mahrez was terrible. So, and then when he had a chance to bring someone on, he brought on Torres, which don't get me wrong, I love Torres. He is our top scorer at the moment. So, like, obviously I wanted to see him, but if it was a choice between him or Foden, Foden should have come on all day. He's Mancunian, he's blue through and through. The passion would have been there. And I think he would have made a difference in that game. So, for me, Pep made the wrong decision in terms of subs. He keeps complaining about 5 subs. He brought on 1 player. It's not good enough. So, yeah, I'm not happy. I love Pep. I do love Pep. I'm a big fan of him. But a Manchester derby, I want to see more. And the front 3 and Pep have to take the L for that because it was terrible. The worst derby I've ever seen. And if I was there...
No, Sterling was...
Sterling didn't look like he was ever going to score, though. The thing is with Sterling will always get in positions to score. He's a quality player. No matter how bad he is, he'll still get in positions and he'll still have chances. But he needs to be clinical. And he's not this season, he's not been clinical enough. He is our top scorer. He's got 6 goals. How many games have we played? That's in all camps. Like the whole team.
That's not good enough.
Yeah, the whole team needs to start scoring because it's every game now. Even if we do score, like we've won a few games 3-0, do you know what I mean? But even when we win 3-0, we have about 6 or 7 chances that should have gone in as well. So City just need to do better. I think we will. I think now the defence is sorted. I think eventually, De Bruyne didn't start that well, but statistically he's still doing good. So eventually it'll click. He's a bit off in terms of his shooting. Because on another day, on another season, Bruyne would have scored. Do you know what I mean? But he just looks a little bit off it this season. I think he's a bit tired, and it shows. So hopefully it'll click at some point and we can go on a run. But for now, I just think, for me, Derby is all about passion. Like, I grew up in Manchester. I'm a City fan. Like, I used to get slated at school, you know, and Derby was one of them where City had a chance. Like, we were crap, but Derby Day we had a chance. Whereas now it's just like, I'm glad I'm not in school, and I'm glad I don't live in Manchester right now, because I'd be cussing him out. I'm not gonna.
Boy.
But yeah.
Michael, what are your thoughts on the derby? Because in the group chat you weren't complimentary. When we spoke before the show, you weren't complimentary about what you saw on Saturday. Now that we're on the show, I think you've cooled down. You've been laughing. What are your thoughts? Are you still?
I wasn't even mad. That's the thing. I know. It looks like I was pissed off, but I wasn't mad. I was expecting the L, and the game was dead. So I would have actually preferred signing of action. If it was an L, at least there was action there. But it was shocking. As for us in general, the game for us was quite simple. The reason why City had such a good day in the defense, not to take any credit from them, is the fact that Greenwood and Rashford together as a two just doesn't work, man. It's that simple. Like, Rashford keeps drifting off to the left, Greenwood kept drifting off to the right. Bruno Fernandes was making more runs inside than them. The 2 times that people made runs, Pogba found them. That was Bruno and Rashford decided to rush his effort with a left foot nonsense. That's the only way I can describe it, to be honest. It was a nothing performance from us. I think we're giving players praise because it's a bounce back from exactly bounce back. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I got a notification on my phone from Man United app. I don't even know why that's still there. I can't even find it. It's in one of the folders. And I got a notification saying Ole is proud of the players after a mentally tough week. This is a mentally tough week. Are you mad? Are you mad? And he's happy with his performance as well. See, that's the thing. We were angry with his performance, but he was happy about it as well. So, that's why Maguire was getting praised, because despite him playing all right, he struggled to pass the ball out from the back. Luke Shaw didn't gas out, so I guess that's a good performance from him as well.
Did he even go past the halfway line, bro?
There's no need to even discuss that. Trust me, I'm done with him. Lindelof was okay. De Gea made 1 or 2 saves. McTominay and Fred did what McTominay and Fred do. Bruno was an absolute disgrace. Pogba, nice passes here and there. Tried to drive when he drive forward. No one was there for him, so he just wasted his time. And I've already spoken about the other 2. So to sum up, nonsense. Oh, and Martial came on and did nothing again. So yeah,
he came on.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, Martial. Like, I'm not even trying to troll or anything. Like, Martial actually came on.
Oh yeah, but he did a John Cena.
That picture of Fernandinho hugging him on the floor. This is just
yeah.
There you go. He did a John Cena. He just couldn't see him on the pitch. He was rubbish, man. Yeah. So all in all, it was just an awful performance. City were just as bad. I can't believe City came with no impetus to attack whatsoever. But I've learned a life lesson from this, because Thierry Henry, we were live when this happened, and I got sent a notification. So I want to read this out to you guys right now. Right?
Go for it.
Thierry Henry was exposed by Patrice Evra on Sky Sports. He said that he went to Henry's house to watch an Arsenal game one time. Thierry Henry saw Xhaka as captain and switched the telly off. We didn't watch the game. So the moral is, if you know something's going to waste your time, turn the TV off. Everything was telling me to go and play pro class with my boys. Look at me. I spent 90 minutes watching that nonsense. Life lessons. There you go.
Well, you mentioned Pogba there, and I don't think we can talk about United without talking about Pogba, especially what happened this week. Before the Leipzig game, Ferdinand and Paul Scholes had a huge argument about what Raiola, now apparently came out and said. After everybody was saying Pogba should come out and talk, after the City game, Pogba came out and said that the Build was spreading fake news. Raiola also came out and said the Build was spreading fake news. Before I go on to the United fans, I want to get an outside opinion on the whole situation. Elliot, what are your thoughts on the whole situation? Because even after the City game, Gary Neville said that United shouldn't do any business with Raiola. A lot of people are trying to put the blame on Paul Pogba. But what are your thoughts on the whole situation? Because now it seems like it's fake news.
I don't know if I trust this fake news thing. I still think it's a bit there's truth in it. But in terms of like Raiola, like it's always been like that with him. I think even Ferguson had issues with him throughout the years. So everyone knows that. But as like an agent, every player wants to have him as an agent because he can get you those deals. His list, his whole resume of players is stupid, crazy. Like so, as a player, obviously you'd want to go for him. So Pogba, I wouldn't say because there's people saying like he has to either sack him or like come out and like say it publicly. I feel like it's a hard one because we don't really 100% know how this agency player thing works because maybe Pogba had conversations with Raiola telling him, yo, make sure you try to say this, X, Y, Z, and then Raiola just said it. But the timing of when he said it is just a bit too calculated for me to say like it's fake news. I feel like there's truth to it. Pogba probably wants to leave, I think. I don't think he likes his time here no more. He even benched for the PSG match. And he got benched for the City derby as well, didn't he? Oh no, he started the City match. So I don't know,
He was benched against Leipzig.
I think there's truth to it. Yeah. Leipzig match he was benched and then the City match played. I feel like there's a bit of truth to it.
Audrey, what are your thoughts on the whole Pogba situation? Because I'm not gonna lie, I also jumped on the blame Pogba bandwagon because I thought his agent shouldn't be saying that in the United's biggest week of the season so far. But according to him and his agent, everything that's been said is fake. So what do you think? Do you think people are just being harsh on Pogba, or do you agree with Elliot that those guys are lying?
To be fair, yeah, I don't like Camino in it because this is off topic, but if you look at, did you guys see Ibra tweet about FIFA and you saw Bell tweet about FIFA? Who's their agent? Who's their agents?
Raiola.
He's not a good man. He's like Lukaku also left him, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. He's clearly the problem. But I feel like Pogba should go it's best for the club. I love Pogba, but it's best for both clubs because at the end of the day, Pogba can score so many goals, but you're always going to have that side of Manchester that dislikes him with passion in it. I don't remember Man United fans being so angry at Ander Herrera when he stopped playing football in it. At least Pogba still showing a bit of respect to the club and still turning up for training, still playing matches in it. Really and truly, he could do what Ander Herrera done, but then again, the reason why Pogba is under the lights was a price tag. That's the problem. I don't think if he was less than, was it 90 mil or whatever, I don't think the lights would be on him too tough, I don't think it'll be that deep. But for me, he should just go and do well elsewhere. We'll miss him. And to you saying that the reason why he was benched against the in midweek, I personally feel like Ole did want to play him because there were some quotes Ole made in it. But then if Ole played him, United fans are going to challenge his mentality and say he's a weak manager, innit? It's either, and remember, there's a saying that no player is bigger than the club. If Ole played
it's a true saying. It's a true. I believe that no player is bigger than the club. Yeah,
no, you're right. But then look at it now. Ole starts Pogba on the weekend. He didn't have to start Pogba on the weekend. Do you understand? I genuinely feel like if he wanted to start Pogba midweek, but he would of course backlash on Top Reds, and Top Red fans are nasty. I don't know if you guys remember the game where he was taking off his shirt and they were booing him, just him, when everyone in the team stunk out the joint. For me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna bring the race card. There's a bit of racism there because Maguire's been stinking up the joint. Maguire actually got arrested in Greece, but I've not seen Top Reds go for Maguire than I have with Pogba. Yes, Maguire has not been at the club for 5 years, but that's no excuse. Virgil van Dijk hasn't got 2 heads. He costs less. You're seeing the improvement he's done with Liverpool. So why should we give Maguire the leeway because he's only been at the club for is this his second season or whatever? But Pogba should go, and when Pogba goes, I reckon we won't regret it, but it will hurt, innit? That's my stance on it. But he should just leave the club and we find a replacement. It's too long. It's not every day. Oh, Pogba said this. Oh, this is happening. It's annoying now. Just dead it. But that's my
thing about The thing about Raiola is he has history doing this. As she said, the Zlatan thing, he jumped on that straight away. He's been tweeting about the FIFA thing as well and talking about it. Like he's not a very pleasant man. I brought up in another group chat that when Zlatan was at Barca, he was making noise about Zlatan going to Real Madrid. Do you understand how mad that is? So like the guy in general, this is why I say Pogba shouldn't really talk because he can't win with United fans. This is the thing about United fans. They're always going to bring up old ex-players and how Roy Keane acted and this, that, and the other, despite the fact Roy Keane went onto your fan channel and pretty much disgraced your whole team. That's why he got sacked. When Rooney fought tooth and nail to go and join Chelsea or City before he got his 250k a week contract, made Sir Alex Ferguson look rattled. Big Sir Alex Ferguson looked rattled. Nothing with him. As she pointed out, Ander Herrera refused to play for your team, point blank. But because we went to Man City one day and at halftime he spat on the badge on the floor, that's why you love him. It's stuff like that gives me nonsense about this club and its fans. Now, Pogba, to be honest, I'm not even mad at Pogba because Raiola talks. That's what he does. He's good at it. He opens his mouth a lot. So just keep playing your football. If you stay, you stay. If you go, you go. I think he's done okay at the club. I can go on a rant about what he's done each year, but there's no need to go into that detail. The fact is, the saying is true. I don't really like it, but it's facts. No one is bigger than the club. But I don't think he's trying to make that his thing. I think that's where it comes into the fans trying to fight in his corner. But everyone that knows Raiola's poison. So has been saying this from like 2007. So this ain't new. So they need to get over themselves. This is very, very Val fans giving him sick abuse, like sickening abuse. It's actually mad. So it needs to stop. And to be honest, the sooner he leaves, the better, man.
Can I counterpoint your point, please? I don't I don't think we can use Wayne Rooney as a way to like defend Pogba because to be fair, Wazza won everything at the club. He was winning stuff. Pogba,
no, I know that. That's facts.
Fair enough. Pogba did win the Europa League, but we didn't bring Pogba to the club to do that. We actually brought him to Champions League and the Champions League. Do you understand? Like I said it in my chat as well, but Thingy want to leave, Ronaldo want to leave. But then when you look at facts here and you look at things, these lot did do stuff for the club, innit? They took us to the next level. Pogba, he's done. Here's where it is.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, yeah, but what? Like, I'm not defending Pogba. I agree with you. I don't think Pogba's hit the heights that he should have. I don't think his time at Manchester United, his second time at Manchester United I don't think he's failed. He succeeded to a level, but I think he could have done a lot more. But one thing we need to understand, yeah, with Pogba and is when Pogba joined the team, like people might forget this, but he was promised that we were going to bring in world-class players. Remember when we were linked to Griezmann, the same year Pogba came in, Griezmann was flirting with us. 60%, I'm going to sign for Manchester United. But then obviously Atletico got the ban and he was like, yeah, I can't leave them like this. Do you know what I mean? And the club then used that excuse not to bring in maybe top players. So one, he hasn't been promised what the club said they would do. That's one. But I think there's more to that anyway. But the second part I want to say is I think like with what Raiola said, I don't think there's anything wrong with what he said because everything he said is the truth. Pogba does need to go but
it's the timing of it. It's the timing of what.
No, not even. Yeah, the unique thing about Pogba is no matter the timing, they still would hate it anyway. So that's what it is.
Yeah, So the timing or not, you know what I mean? I don't really care. Like if you said when he said that, obviously he was saying Pogba's going to leave and he was sending for the manager, innit? I even found out today that it's just kind of mad that Raiola and Ed Woodward, they're friends. I didn't know these lot go on holiday together and they're pally. Yeah, they're boys that. I didn't even know.
Why do you think we've got Mkhitaryan, Zlatan, and them, man? The guy does business with him. It's his own fault. That's why Raiola can come and talk trash with his chest like that because his own fault. Then,
yeah, I get that. But so I don't have anything wrong against. I don't have anything against what he said. The timing for me, it doesn't really mean nothing to me. Just because a player that says he wants to go because the club's not doing well doesn't mean you should go and lose 3-2 in the end. You had 3 games basically, so we're going to blame those 3 games on Pogba now. 3 games to get 1 point to qualify. We can't blame it on Pogba. Timing or no timing. Do you know what I mean? Pogba has to leave because I just don't think him coming back to Manchester United has worked out. And me personally, I don't believe in players coming back to their clubs once they've left. That's why this one that we're getting linked with Ronaldo. Let Ronaldo stay where he wants to stay. Let him go MLS. You know what I mean? Like, we want to do this sympathy thing with Oli, but then we don't want to do it with Pogba. We say, let's give Oli time. Then obviously Oli's picking the team, so let's give Pogba time as well. Do you know what I mean? But no, it's just
How much
useless, man.
time
And
do you Pogba then?
no, I'm not. I don't want to give Pogba. I'm saying, innit? We're saying, the people out there saying, oh, let's give Oli time, innit? So if you want to give Oli time, also give Pogba time, because Pogba won two.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but Pogba won 2 major trophies under Jose Mourinho. He's now with a new manager. He hasn't won any trophies, and Pogba hasn't won any trophies in the time. So you can't. No, this energy for Pogba, let's give it to Oli as well, then, innit? That's what I'm saying.
I
If
think
Pogba
that's
hasn't won nothing, Oli hasn't won anything. It's a different thing if Oli can win. It's a different thing. No, you know what it is here? Because I just think like the fan base is very divided, but then it's like one person has one set of rules and another person has one set of rules, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I don't want to go on to Oli because we can't go on to Oli, because if we start talking about Oli, we'll be here for the whole night. But now I agree with what some people have said about the whole situation. But let's see how it works out. But let's move on to the game that came out of the Manchester derby, Chelsea versus Everton. I must be honest, I was a bit shocked with the result. However, Everton did have fans in the stadium, and as you've been seeing throughout the weekend, fans back in the stadiums does help teams a lot. Elliot, what are your thoughts on Chelsea's loss against Everton? Do you feel like it has an effect on Chelsea's title challenge, or do you feel like Chelsea will bounce back?
I wasn't surprised at all. I'm not gonna lie. Everton's always been that little bogey team type of thing, where they always just manage to get a result against us. In terms of like in the future with Chelsea, where we're going from here, it's like we did go. I think it was 14 games unbeaten. Obviously some of them were draws, and there was a couple of draws, but we're still like we showed progress from last season kind of thing. But then I think it was during the game, one of the commentators must have said like, at this moment, last season we had more points. It was like 2 more points than we did this season. So it's kind of like, how much progression have we actually got in terms of the style of football we're playing? Obviously, the progression in terms of we're now more attacking than we were last season. Because last season we didn't have all the players to be doing this, fullbacks going down the wing, all of this. But that performance yesterday was probably one of the worst of the season, because so many players dropped stinkers. I think Havertz. I'm trying to back this guy so many times in group chats, in like Chelsea group chats, but I'm just thinking like, this guy's actually not performing to the ability we're expecting him to. Obviously, with Werner's getting the output we'd say is good for a player who's just came into the Premier League. I think it's like I can't remember. I think he's played 16 games for Chelsea. It was like 9 goals, 5 assists, or something like that, which is a good output for a starting player who's only been playing on the left wing for most of the games because of injuries and stuff like that. But in terms of performance, Werner yesterday, he was the whole passing throughout the whole team just looked off. Like all the way in defense to attack. Mendy gives away the penalty. It's a hard one because obviously Calvert-Lewin just got the touch last second to take it away from Mendy, and then Mendy had to clatter in. Well, I don't even think Mendy needed to come out there, but he did. They were the penalty. I think it was Sigurdsson took the penalty.
Sigurdsson, yeah.
We still look shaky even after then. Like, and then we came into the second half. I was thinking, okay, seeing how Chelsea's played this whole season, like we were 3-0 down to West Brom, I think it was. We came back 3-3. We were 2-0 up against Southampton, and then they started getting momentum. We still managed to keep it at 3-3. But when it was 1-0, thinking, okay, cool, we could still have a chance because we know how to score. That's the thing. We know how to score. We got Giroud up top. We had quality in the pitch. We still had Reece James. I think Reece James was our best player the whole game. Reece James, Zuma was okay as well. And I think Kante was good as well. The rest of the players, it was just shocking from all of them the whole time. I did not see us scoring when it hit like 60 minutes onwards. It was just we were just too scared to attack. We were too scared to be liable to them counter-attacking us and then scoring from that, because they started dropping players back from the 60th minute, and as the minutes went on and on and on, by the time it hit 80th minute, they had 11 behind the ball, like just waiting, which was it's fair enough to Ancelotti because his tactics worked in that match, and yeah, it was just I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, you look annoyed slash slash disappointed, but no, I fully understand, because, like I said, I didn't
It's a mix
expect.
because injuries.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying I didn't expect the results. Like I said, I thought you guys would either win or draw. I didn't expect Everton to beat you guys, because Everton haven't been on good form. They haven't kept a clean sheet since Spurs. So when they went 1-0 down, I thought, okay, Chelsea have enough about them to come back. But like you said, from the 60th minute, unless it was like a wonder goal, I didn't see Chelsea scoring, if I'm being honest. But I think it's just one of those games, like it's gonna happen. It's really gonna happen. So it's not that bad. There's still a lot of games to go. There's only 12 games gone. So Chelsea can still do well. Yannicka, what do you think of Chelsea's chances this season for the league title? Do you think they're one of the favourites, or do you think this season is too early for them?
Do you know what? This season, I've been saying it the whole season now, like, it's a bit of a weird one. Like, people are saying, yeah, we had more points last season or whatever, but usually at this stage in the season, the top clubs haven't lost as many games as they've lost. Like, I know Liverpool and Spurs have only lost one, but they've been dropping points that normally they probably wouldn't drop. Do you know what I mean? And that's every team. And the way I see it is, it's interesting because a few weeks ago, they were saying, oh, City are rubbish, City got no chance. Who's going to win the league? Chelsea, Spurs, or Liverpool? And I was thinking, we've got a game in hand. We win our game in hand. We're on the same points as Chelsea. So I don't know. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but I don't know how Chelsea can be challenging for the title, and Man City, who could potentially be on the same points, are out of the race. Like, it doesn't work. In terms of the title race at the moment, there's only like 20. The top of the table is 25 points.
Yeah, 25 points.
Yeah, and where we are in ninth is 19 points. There's not that much in it. It's 5 points between first and ninth. So I think at the moment you can't really rule anyone out of the title race. I think Liverpool have looked good up until
today.
I don't think they were good today. I didn't watch the full game, but from what I saw, they didn't look good. I think there's been a few other games this season where they haven't looked good either, but they've got the points. Same with Spurs. Like, Spurs have just been getting the points, but even they dropped points today. So I think it's a bit of a weird season for everyone. There's been quite a few injuries. People could go out at any point with COVID, so now if a player is a fit player who doesn't normally get injured, you can guarantee that you've got that player for the season. No one can guarantee that now, because like Aguero just got fit and then got food poisoning, so he's out the derby. Like, there's nothing to do with his body. Like, he was perfectly fine, but he got ill. So it's just, this season's going to be a mad one. I think Chelsea have the players to win the league. They've got good players. They seem to have been playing quite well. I don't know if Lampard will win it. I'm not sure. Like, sometimes it takes a bit of experience to kind of get your team over the edge. So we'll see in the later months what's going to happen with that. Obviously, if it's between Klopp and Lampard, I'd probably put my money on Klopp just because he's done it last season. Pep's been there, done that. So if he's in a title race, you can't really rule him out. So I think we'll have to see. It's early days. Normally you can tell by about Christmas. I think this season it's going to be a lot later than Christmas. I think we're going to be looking at probably February to see who's going to go. But I do remember 2014, I think it was. I had a friend who's a Chelsea fan, and he actually came to my birthday party in February, and he was laughing at City, saying Chelsea are going to win the league, because I think Chelsea were like clear at that point, and City went and won the league. So I think even in a normal season, sometimes it can swap and change. So I think the fact that it's this close, this after 11 games, I just think it's going to be one of them up and down. You lose a result, and you probably go 3-4 positions down.
Yeah.
You win the game, you're going up. That's not normal for the league. So I think it's early days. I think everyone's got a chance that's up there. I don't think the likes of Everton will go on and win it, or Villa, but you never know. It could be a Leicester season. It could be a Leicester season. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. There is a lot of points between the teams. When I was looking at the table, I was actually quite shocked. Like you said, if City win the game in hand, they're on the same points as Chelsea. Like that really, really surprised me. But we'll see. Like the games are coming thick and fast at the moment. So I think this is going to be a very decisive period for the title race. But I think the perfect way to end this show is to talk about the two teams at the top. Both of them played today. Both of them dropped points, and they're both going to play each other on Wednesday. Mike, you don't seem too impressed with me saying that. But what are your thoughts on the game coming up this Wednesday? Do you think it's going to be a decisive game for the title race, or do you agree with what Yannicka has said that we're gonna have to wait till February to actually know who's going to win the league? How do you think the game on Wednesday will go?
It's too early. We gotta take our time, because we've seen in seasons in the past. There's been plenty of seasons where a top two game will happen. One team will smoke the other team, but the other team will go on and win the league anyway. So if there is a winner of this game, the gap is 3 points. That can be closed literally by the next weekend. So there's no need to judge this game and say, well, that's the title race done. I think people are too hasty. But I think it's big for Liverpool, just more bigger for Liverpool than Spurs, because at the end of the day, whether Liverpool fans like it or not, there's still a lot more pressure on you guys than Spurs because you're champions. So
that's facts. That's facts. It's not even whether we like it or not. We can't lie to ourselves. There is more pressure on Liverpool. Yeah. We can't lie to ourselves.
Yeah, so if Spurs lose, people will do a bit of banter and start saying, what Spurs thought they're going to win the title. The title is not decided by game 12. It's decided by game 38. So let's take our time. As she said, City are a game in hand away from suddenly saying, hello, we're here again. Even United, who I keep saying are stinky, we got a game in hand out of nowhere. Hello, we're here again as well. So, at the end of the day, just give it time. Leicester are hanging about as well. If you two drop points, Leicester could end the weekend top of the midweek, top of the table. It is what it is. So let's just give it time, see what happens, and hopefully Spurs beat you.
Wow. Okay, that's a very cheeky way to end. Wow, that rattled me. I wasn't even expecting that. But moving on, Audrey, how do you feel the game on Wednesday will go between Liverpool and Spurs? Considering Spurs' record against the traditional top six has been very, very good this season, you think it'll continue against Liverpool?
Yeah, because everyone knows how Mourinho sets up to play. Don't go into that game thinking you're gonna kill them off. It's impossible. I'm going for a draw at best.
At best. So do you think Liverpool have a chance of winning the game, or do you think it will be a draw or a Spurs win?
I think it's gonna be a draw just because of how Mourinho is gonna start to play in it.
Okay.
When Mourinho was at United, he knows why he plays defensive football against Liverpool, innit? He said it himself. Everyone said he said it himself. There's no point. And with Tottenham, they've only got Son and Kane to do whatever.
Yeah.
It's them saving the season. It'll be a difficult game. I would love to see Tottenham put Liverpool on a split, just because I don't like Liverpool fans.
Wow.
It's gonna at the end of the day, if Mourinho goes to win the league, it's gonna look bad on Man United. So it is what it is, man. I'm going for a draw, but I'll love a Tottenham win.
Wow. So Mike and Audrey are trying to rattle the host, but we move. Elliot.
You said you were rattled.
Nah, you heard wrong. But Elliot, how do you think the game on Wednesday will go? Do you think it will be a draw? Do you think either team will? How do you think it will go?
Draw would be ideal. I feel. Draw would be ideal.
Not what will be ideal. What do you think is going to happen?
Um, I've got Tottenham winning it. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe like a little. It'll be a close one though. I do feel like it'll be a close one. But yeah, I just have Tottenham winning it for some reason. It might just be Jose's tactics, Jose's setup, but yeah, I don't see Liverpool winning this one. I know that might hurt him, but I just don't feel like I see Liverpool winning this one.
Now, don't worry. You're entitled to your opinion. Don't be scared. It's fine. Yannicka, are you gonna wait? What are you gonna say, Audrey?
Liverpool weren't even good today. Like you guys were getting cut by Fulham. Come on, man.
Let's discuss that game.
Now, but the thing is that happens. Not everyone can be good for 38 games of the season. Yeah, we were lucky. I'm not even gonna lie, but what matters at the end of the day is what the end result was, and we didn't lose. We didn't go away with no points. We went away with a point. So we're in a good position.
Against Fulham. Don't forget who you played. Fulham.
It doesn't matter. Look at where we are in the league. It doesn't matter.
For something. Fulham 19
that wasn't a penalty.
You say it wasn't a penalty. Why wasn't it a penalty?
Sorry, it wasn't a penalty. I'm sorry. I don't like Scousers, so I'm going to say it wasn't a penalty. The same way Pickford shouldn't have been sent off. It was the right choice. So
wait. Audrey, do you think it wasn't a penalty because you don't like Scousers and you're being unnecessarily biased? Or do you think it wasn't a penalty because of footballing reasons?
For both, actually, but mostly because I don't like Liverpool. Sorry.
Gee.
Sorry. I just know, man. That's facts. I agree. Tottenham should win. I want Tottenham to win. I'm dying for it. I'm on my knees for it.
Oh, boy.
Dying for it.
Yannicka, what are your thoughts on the game, how the game's going to go on Wednesday? You can see that we have Mike has been an up, Audrey's been an up, Elliot has been an up. Are you going to be an up or are you going to say Liverpool are going to win?
Do you know what? Yeah, I don't like Spurs at all. But do you know what? Just the fact that with your injuries that you've got and now with Jota out, I think that's a big blow for you because even though Mane and Salah still get goals, I think Mane's not been on the best form. I know he's not scored for a while. And Salah obviously gets a goal, but I think in terms of Liverpool, I don't watch you every week, but when I do watch you, a lot of the time I'm seeing like penalties and stuff. I don't think Spurs are going to be that reckless at the back. Like, you know, you can get penalties from certain teams where they might be a little bit inexperienced or, you know, they play a certain way, like City play so high up that we kind of have to give away penalties sometimes because it might be just one person with the, you know, Salah and Kyle Walker. So he has to kind of take him out, whereas Spurs ain't going to play like that. So I think because of that, I don't think they will make too many defensive mistakes. So if they play how they played against City, they could beat you. But I just think your injuries weaken you a little bit. So, and I love Son. I don't like Spurs, but I love Son. He's brilliant. And obviously Harry Kane is Harry Kane. So I think it'll be a draw, personally. But I think it'll be a score draw. I think it'll be like 2-2 or something like that. But yeah, I think if anyone wins, it'll probably be Spurs, which...
Wow.
You know, I think it's better in the long run. But this is what I'm saying about the league. Like, you have to play each other. You both can't win. So someone is dropping points. You're either both dropping points or one of you is dropping 3 points. So because of that, this league is not going to be... No one's going to run away with this league unless Liverpool win or Spurs win and then go on some mad run, you know, and everyone else drops points. Like, it's going to be close. It's going to be close for a bit, I think.
Fair enough. So Micah's draw/Spurs win, Audrey's draw/Spurs win, Yannicka's draw/Spurs win, Elliot is Spurs win. Manny, are you going to make a clean sweep?
You know what, yeah? In my heart, yeah, first and foremost, yeah, I want Liverpool to lose. But at the same time, yeah, I don't want Spurs to win because I just hate Spurs right now. Like, I used to like them, yeah. But when Pochettino was there, but now that Jose's there, I just hate him so much.
Wait, why do you hate Jose though? Jose was fantastic for United.
No, I don't hate Jose, but now that Jose's at Spurs, I hate Spurs so much. I don't know why. They just have this arrogance that they shouldn't have. You know what I mean? They're trying to do this thing that you lot were doing this last season. Oh no, we're not going to win the league. We can't win the league and all that stuff. Blah blah blah. And they'll probably run away with it. But I think the best outcome for that game for me, yeah, as I don't want I don't want either team to win as a draw. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather you both drop points than Spurs get the 3 points and Liverpool get the 3 points. I think it will burn me even more if Spurs got the 3 points over Liverpool, you know? Yeah, I think a draw. It has to be a draw, man. But
it's all well and good what you want, but I don't care about what you want. I want to know what you think.
Oh, okay. All right, you want Spurs win then? I think Spurs will win that game like 2-0.
Fair enough. So everyone, you've seen it. Everyone thinks that's either going to be a draw or a Spurs win. When Liverpool win, I'm gonna ask everybody here, and you're gonna.
What, the same way you thought you were gonna win today? Okay.
I never said that.
No,
if you check the group chat,
Did you not say let's get past Fulham first? Isn't that what you said? We're gonna deal with Spurs, but let's get past Fulham first.
Yes,
and that brings us to the end of the show, guys. Please like.
Let's get past Fulham first. Let's get past them. I didn't say we're gonna win, but it is what it is. It is.
You said you're gonna win the league, though.
You were talking.
No, we are gonna win the league. We are gonna win the league. But I'm not gonna allow these United fans to rattle me, guys.
One second. Wait. 1 second. Can you say that again? That's a screen record. Say it one more time for me.
No, screen record. Liverpool are gonna win the league. 15 points.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna zip on your face only.
15 points. But guys, that was FS on. That was FS on Cut. Thank you for tuning in again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.